It is the Flow Friday Sports Show, and it's time to head over to Caitlin Vine for the Oyen United Kangas report from Sunraysia Netball. We're in a grand final, Caitlin. Congratulations.
Thank you. We are the Kangas. We've managed to sneak our way in again.
Sure have, and we've got no less than the head Kanga on to tell us all about how it went. So we might as well start there, Caitlin, the big ticket event. You getting the job done, the Oyen United Kangas, the A-grade girls, flying the flag for the club. All the other representative teams have finished their respective seasons. So tell us, how did the action unfold on the weekend? You're in a granny.
We are in a granny. It's still crazy to think it. We travelled up to Wentworth on Saturday to the Mildura. In the prelim, Mildura, we hadn't beaten them all year. Mildura was sitting comfortably in second, only having lost a couple of games for the year. They were very strong. We had a new team again with a lot of changes. We had two shooters who were originally defenders. So that pressure right from the start just lifted the team. Our whole team came out firing. They just seemed to build and build and build, especially when it was important. And we actually held quite a good lead. I think we were up by 6 goals just after half time. So we managed to keep that lead. We did get up a few more. And then in the final quarters, Mildura had a little bit of a comeback, but we ended up winning by 4 goals. So it was a very, very exciting match. There was a huge crowd, a huge excitement. Obviously very disappointing for Mildura. I think they sort of had always pictured themselves being in the final, having been so successful throughout the year. But unfortunately, we got on top, which is, fantastic for us and disappointing for them. So we can't believe it. We came through sitting in 4th and 3rd for most of the season. We haven't had a strict team. We've had a squad of, I think, 19 or so players who've come in and out throughout the season just to get us to this point. So it's very, very exciting. So on Saturday, we'll head to the Mildura Sporting Precinct, which playing there in itself has caused a lot of drama already, but it'll be exciting to play indoors against Wentworth in the A-grade grand final.
The Kangas digging deep, and I take it, Caitlin, that given that you weren't expected to win this game, there's nothing to fear going into the grand final, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we have really nothing to lose. We're just super excited to be in there. It's been a fantastic couple of weeks in that final series to see some of our players really lift. I know Esther Manley, who originally is a defender, came into the A-grade this year, straight into goals. She's worked so hard, and then obviously with Taylor coming down injured, she had to move into goal attack, and she has just become such a strong goal attack who works her arse off to really make it happen for the team. So watching Esther shine has been really exciting. Tashani Burns and Kat Brown back in the defence have been outstanding. They seem to find this whole other part of themselves in finals, and they've really stepped up for the club. Casey Crothers has been fantastic. Kyra Nathan in the centre. Alan Morris has been sensational, and Megan Jardine has whipped back into wing defence and found some really good ground there. So the whole team, amazing job so far. We had a really good training on Thursday night and Tuesday night. We headed up to Mildura to have a quick training session on the new courts, and it's all looking up heading into the weekend.
Wow, great, exciting times. Just quickly cap off for us how the other results went across some other grades, Caitlin.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a mixed bag for everyone. There was a couple of upsets throughout the day. The Wentworth B grade ended up losing to our Rimple, so they missed out on heading into the grand final. South Mildura were really strong in their C grade game, beating our Rimple, so they moved into the grand final. And the junior games were very intense. I think there was a bit of extra time happening on there to get some teams into the grand final. So I'll whip through who's managed to get in. In the 13 Div 2s, it'll be South Mildura versus Robinvale Euston. The 13 1s, Merbein versus Wentworth. 15 2s, Merbein versus Imperials. 15 1s, Mildura versus Imperials. The 17-2s, Mildura versus Merbein. 17-1s, Mildura versus Irimple. The C Reserve will be South Mildura versus Wentworth. C grade, Wentworth versus South Mildura. B grade, Robinvale Euston versus Irimple. And the A grade, Wentworth versus Oyen. So quite a lot of Mildura and Wentworth in those teams. They've obviously had a really successful year throughout their whole club. So that's fantastic to see, but also great to see that nearly every club has got a team in a final.
Yeah, most certainly. And thank you very much for unpacking all that for us, Caitlin. Let's get into the previews, and I know it might be a little touchy for you to comment on a game that you're going to be involved in, but let's not spook anything. It's a grand final. It's the big dance. You're up against a very big side too. This is going to be such an arm wrestle. How do you think you're going to be best served sort of going into this game? Obviously, don't outline any tactics for us, but just in terms of mental approach, I mean, how do you sort of go into this?
I mean, it's really, it's pretty obvious that Wentworth have been such a strong team all year. They haven't lost a game. They have a sensational group of players who work so hard. They train, up to 3 times a week. They are committed to the club and committed to their game. And, I take my hat off to them. They have worked hard and they deserve to be in that grand final position. We have also worked really hard and probably in a different way. We've really worked on being a team and enjoying ourselves. We have all learnt so much this year and grown so much in so many ways. So, to us, we've already won and getting into the grand final is a win enough for us, but we really do want to lift. As I mentioned, moving into a grand final, our team and the players that we have are very experienced finals players, and I know that they will lift. Wentworth, Amanda Edwards is their goal attack. She was the runner-up best and fairest in the A grade, which the vote count was a few days ago. She is tall, she's athletic, she's a basketballer. She's shot something like 600 goals for the season. She is just a force to be reckoned with. So we'll put Kat Brown against her on the weekend. Kat Brown also came runners-up in the best and fairest earlier in the week. So Kat and Amanda share that fantastic award, and they'll be playing against each other on the weekend. The Wentworth defence is also very strong with Natalie and Christy back there. They're switched on, they're exciting, quick feet. We've got some bigger bodies in Casey Crothers and Esther Vanley who are very strong. Casey, despite loving defence a lot, she's a fantastic shooter. She's very smart in the way she moves her body. And I think if they can stay strong and level-headed, they'll have a really good chance against those girls. Looking into the centre, Kyra Nathan for us is just so level-headed. She's smart. She makes good choices. She's kind of the cogs of our team. She keeps everything turning. She's constantly thinking ahead. She'll come up against a number of Wentworth centre court players, but possibly Ash Cameron, who's very speedy, very quick centre player. Our wing attack, Alan Morris, who is probably the fastest player in the league. Her drives are fantastic. She'll be a really tough person to play against. But I think Wentworth, they kind of move around their centre court players. So whoever's playing on Alan will have a bit of a day ahead of them. And of course, back in goal shooter, again, Wentworth have moved a couple of people around in this side. But it's Liz Rowe. She's a strong attacker and also a defender for Wentworth. So she shoots goals very well. But I think Tashani Burns will have her covered. So, I mean, it's kind of a 50-50 chance. I think, obviously, everyone expects Wentworth to win. But I think that being the underdogs and coming in with nothing to lose, that we'll just come out firing. We have lots of versatility with our bench as well, the ability to move people from goals to defence, centre to attack, all that kind of stuff. So, realistically, I guess we're just looking forward to getting up there and giving it a red-hot crack. And equally as excited to celebrate over the weekend. And we've got our presentation day on Sunday as well. So it'll be a big weekend for the Kangas. We're just super excited to be in this position and to be able to make our club proud.
Wow, what a sizable preview and a great one too. Caitlin Vine from the Owen United Kangas, the head Kanga, in fact. As you mentioned there, it's been such a testament to your team over the course of the season with so much rotation to be in this position, and you quite rightly say there that it's all going to be a celebration no matter which way it goes. But nevertheless, we wish you all the very best, and we'll speak to you next week to hear how it all went. Caitlin Vine from the Owen United Kangas, good luck, and thanks so much for your time.
Thanks so much. Get up there and support us. Go Kangas.